Alright, it's only me. I've come back home. I was down at the beach with the dog there. It's pretty hot today. Really nice, about 21, 22. Absolutely fantastic weather. I was on earlier on doing the video talking about Lawman, saying how it had been a bit badly recorded, and how I'd maybe go back later and re-record the guitars, although it probably wouldn't be the day. But then I thought, right, I've got a spare kind of, I don't know, 20 minutes an hour, quarter an hour. I'm hoping to get this done in like quarter an hour. I've got the guitar all set up here. I'm actually playing it through my Carlsberg bass amp, and I've got my Flamma FX box down there as well on that custom 100 lead setting, which gives you a kind of Marshall style, Marshall amp style sound on this. So I'm going to actually re-record the guitars in real time, because people have been asking me to record something in real time for a while. That would maybe take too long with a lot of mucking about with drums and stuff, and swapping different instruments about. But seeing as I'm just sitting here now and I'm only going to be playing the guitar parts, I thought I might as well have a show here. I've got a kind of nice Eddie Clark style crunch with this. But what that is I'm going to have headphones on, and I'm going to be, I'll be able to hear the click track and stuff, so all you're actually going to hear is probably my guitar part and maybe a wee tiny bit of click track, which I'm going to be playing along with a click track and my bass and drums, just to keep me in time. And then once I'm finished, I'm going to go back and double up the guitar part, and hopefully the two of them will sit right on top of each other. We'll see what happens once this is finished. So I'm going to go on with this, because I'm not wanting to take up too much anybody's time while I'm doing this. So here we go. This is re-recording the guitars for the Motorhead track Lawman, which I did on Saturday or whatever it was. So here we go. And then that's where I get to the end there, at the fade out. So now I'm going to go back and swap this over there. I've got this on track 1, so I'm going to turn that off and re-record on track 2. And then this time when we come round, just like the record on the Bomber album, you get one guitar comes in at the very beginning with it, and then a second guitar joins in with the second. So that's what I'm going to do with this guitar part, and then try and double over what I got the first time, and then we'll go back and listen to it and see how the two compare once the two of them. So it's all about getting, just like AC/DC or Judas Priest, when you're doing like two guitars, everything needs to be precise and picked at the exact same time in order to come. I see so many two guitar bands where the guitar players just don't work together at all, and they both play different things, and it sounds shite. If you want to have like two guitar bands, the two guitar players go to work together. Like Angus and Malcolm Young, like every single stroke with that right horn is identical. There's nothing in there that one's doing that the other one no doing. So here we go. This is me going to play the second guitar part here for Lawman. Here we go. So there we go, that's us got the two guitars re-recorded. Maybe not quite as accurate as I would have wanted to get them, but no bad. Just to give you a kind of comparison of what we'd be doing at this point. Hang on, I'm just going to get my speaker and we'll come back and have a listen here of what we've got. Stop. Right. Here we go. I'm hoping the flipping two of them's recorded and I haven't done any of this wrong. Why have we got no music here? Right, wait a minute. See, that's the fact. Where did the Satan guitar player go? Unless I forgot to hit the bloody button right. Oh well. That's the guitar part that I just recorded the first one. Don't know where the second one's went. I made a hash of it. Aye, that's a bit better. It's a bit clearer. Made it a bit less distorted than what the original recording was. You can make out the drums a bit clearer. Because I think the drums and the guitar were both taking up the same sonic space with the settings I was using before. Which meant that snare drum was getting blown out of the water with the guitar. And here's the guitar. I'm pretty sure this is where I made a bit of a hash of the guitar solo. Not bad. So anyway, I'm going to have to go back and record that Satan guitar part again. But I only come on and do this live just so I was just opening a window to let people see exactly what it is goes on round about here, which is basically not that much. You just mic up an amp and then wire it up into this machine and then sit and play and record and away you go. A lot of folk use stuff like Cubase and all that. I don't really like using that kind of stuff. I'm too old for it. I've been doing this for like 40 years now. And I don't get the manipulating the music via computer. I prefer to just have like an 8-track box and then you plug a wire into your guitar, you plug a wire into the machine and then away you go. Again, I don't know why you have to be moving things about beats and stuff with computers, but it's just the way I do things. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you watched, I'm just showing you how I record my guitars and stuff. Right, I'm off. I'll see you later on. Ta-ta.